Am I the asshole for sleeping with my ex-best friend's father? Am I the asshole for sleeping with my best friend's father? So I, 27F, had been best friends with this girl who we're going to call Olivia. Olivia and I had been friends since junior year of high school. Olivia was always the type to pull all different types of guys, because everything about her was attractive and magnetic. I, on the other hand, did not pull any guys at all for the remainder of high school. Olivia always gave me different types of tips to be more seductive and attractive to the boys. On my 21st birthday, Olivia had been acting off. She kept running to different rooms that happened to have my father in it. The first 2 times it occurred, I believed it was just a coincidence, till I witnessed Olivia literally follow my father outside to the backyard. No problem at all. But when slow music started playing, Olivia had proceeded to grab my father's hand and perform Son Giracho with him. If you know. My mom was even cheering them on. I will admit, I felt a bit furious and confused because at this time Olivia had been seeing someone named Jasper. Now, they weren't in a relationship, but they were getting there. But it's not like I was going to be petty and take her man or anything. I had a brilliant plan. Since me and Olivia were pretty close, I knew her parents' routines every 2 weeks. By the way, her parents were divorced. About 1 week after the party is when I started to stop by at Olivia's house. This wasn't unusual or anything. In fact, her parents missed me. But here's the kicker. I only visited when Olivia was out with Jasper, or doing God knows what. Now, I'm not usually the type to go after older guys, but Olivia's father, who we're going to call Mateo, was pretty damn hot. He was about 42. I never realized how attractive he was till I started planning my revenge. This one Sunday afternoon, I visited with orchids. The reason why I chose this specific flower is because I remember when Mateo was telling me and Olivia the story of how him and his ex-wife met. One of the first gifts Mateo had ever given his ex-wives were orchids. He even teared up a little bit. I was starting to feel guilty and selfish till I remember how Olivia had always got to pull any guy she wanted, and how she had been all over my father during my birthday party. On the other hand, when I talked to Olivia, I would reference certain things that her father liked. Star Wars, Call of Duty, Black Ops, etc. I even started going out with her more so we could get even closer, and so my revenge would hit 10x harder. Anyway, back to Mateo. Every 2 weeks, I would bring him different kinds of lovely flowers. He loved all of them. We would sit down for hours on his couch talking about everything but Olivia, and whenever we would mention Olivia, it would always be negative about how she brought different guys home every night almost all throughout high school. When me and Mateo really started getting close, I would begin visiting 3 times a week. I told him how I felt at home there and felt more safe there compared to my own home because he radiated so much masculine energy. We even started venting to each other. He would tell me how he began drinking alcohol when him and his ex-wife divorced, how hard it was for Olivia, and he wished he could go back in time and fix all his mistakes he made in that marriage. I told him how I had always felt like I was being outshined by Olivia, how she always made me feel insecure and I felt unseen whenever I was with her. This went on for about 4 months. I would be going to fancy restaurants with Olivia, and then that same week I would go to another fancy restaurant with her father. One day, while at Golden Corral with Olivia, we were talking about the events that occurred at my previous birthday party, the one where she was on my father like a dog in heat. Yeah, that happened so long ago. You seemed so mad about it too. Honestly, you were being sensitive. It wasn't that big of a deal. I smiled and laughed a bit, even brushed against her arm a little. But something inside me snapped. Then Olivia told me that she was going to start living with Jasper. Perfect. So, after we said our goodbyes, I drove to Mateo's house. We drank wine, talked. It went from one kiss to me ending up in his sheets. I even started wearing some of Olivia's clothes. This was our special routine for months, and somehow Olivia never found out. We even started talking about marriage. Then one day, Olivia had came over unannounced. By this time, I had already moved in with Jasper, wearing Olivia's clothes like I bought it. She came over to pick up some old stuff, while we were making out on the living room couch. She walked in and dropped everything she had in her hand. Her purse, the spare key her father had given her years back. Olivia shrieked and began sobbing, started calling me a psychoticus / and insane. I smirked and looked down at Mateo. Geez, you should have changed the locks after that girl moved out. Olivia ran out. I haven't talked to her since then. That was 1 month ago. Now her friend group is calling me manipulative, a narcissist with daddy issues. They're probably right, but if you really think about it, if they were as smart as me, they would have done the same thing. I was only acknowledged whenever Olivia wasn't around. Now, I'm pregnant with Mateo's child, and we're going to get married in 3 weeks. If it's a girl, Olivia, and if it's a boy, Jasper. So, am I the asshole? Like and follow for more.